want to give you a little bit of background about the Coles College of Business at Kennesaw State University, and then give you some of our unique issues that we have with the students coming in and how we form this relationship with Andromeda to present the income-outcome simulation. So who are we at Coles? Well, we've kind of branded ourselves the executive MBA program. We are currently now the largest business school in the state of Georgia. So who are our students? Typical class, they've got about 16 years of experience in the workforce. They've got 25% of them have advanced degrees, master's, PhD level even. They want to do something different. But 50% of them have non-business undergraduates. And this is our main issue, is those students that come in, they may be engineers, they may be physicians, we've had nurses, we've had vets, and they have no really knowledge of business acumen, no real knowledge of teaming or leadership. And either they're trying to run their own business or, again, advance up the corporate ladder. Average age of our students is about 39, 35% female, 5% international, and 15% minority. So we've got a nice diverse group, but again, a large number that don't have the business background that they need, the acumen. We could say overall, probably 80% of our students really do not feel comfortable with finance and accounting. They're scared of it. And they tend to let us know. They're a very vocal group. Early on in the program, we recognized, number one, that we had to not only give them business acumen skills, but we had to give them the concepts of teaming, leadership, and on top of that, obviously the world is now global, and we have incorporated one semester dedicated to international business. 4 or 5 years ago, before we actually implemented income outcome, that we gave them these foundational tools, or what we thought we were giving them. And we had students walking out of the program who could not recall basic finance and basic accounting. We knew we had an issue. You can sit a teacher or a faculty member in front of a group of students and teach them a lecture. That doesn't mean that they learned it. You can learn about a balance sheet, learn about an income statement, but until you actually apply it, you can't be guaranteed that they are walking away with that knowledge. So we're going to start with, this is my semester. I am what's known as the faculty team leader for the first semester. I am in charge of setting the stage. I am in charge of getting 45 students, 50% of which have no business undergrad. Less than 5% have accounting undergrad. I'm in charge of creating what's known as a level playing field. I have to introduce them to economics. We have someone come in to give them basic accounting. Again, the team building, the leadership, we give them all the foundational pieces before we take them away for about 3 days up to Brasstown Valley Resort, or the Brasstown area of Georgia, if anybody knows the area, away from their families, so that there's little to no communication, hopefully. First thing I like to always say to them in a very loud and excited voice is, welcome to the world of income outcome. And we play the game. That's what we chose, because that was the quickest, dirtiest way, if you will, but also the best way of getting them those basic skills. We use this, number one, we want to get that anxiety away. Release that anxiety about finance and accounting, because once they sit down, first couple months of doing that income statement and that balance sheet, they are struggling. And now some aren't, but a great number of them struggling. They have issues. They can't get it to balance. But by month 8, they've got it down. Those rounds are moving very quickly, and they feel much better about this. And you can say, it's simple math. It's not an issue. Not only are we debriefing what happened in the round in terms of the finances and the accounting and the operations and demand, but we're also looking at team building lessons and strategy lessons. Again, this creates those foundations of team building. This is the first either great storm that they're going to have or the first great form or forming stage. They either are going to work very well together or they're going to storm. And we know we may have to pay extra special attention to those storming teams, but those are also the teams that, again, they're going to have to do a little bit more work to get through, but I think they probably gain a lot more than those teams that tend to work very well together. This is kind of one of our more successful teams, actually, but they did tend to overproduce, but they had pretty good retained earnings at the end. They felt that they did a good job, and so they've got a little bit of team unison. They didn't have any issues at the end. And as I said, this gives us a very good way of getting to know the students, and the students know us. I walk away knowing every single one of their names, and they then proceed to bug me for at least the next week. So just a quote from one of our students who just went through the income outcome simulation this past October. This is one of my pestiest students ever. He took pictures almost the entire time that we were in class, during the simulation. He would send me 2 or 3 emails a day about how wonderful the program was, or he wanted to know about this or what that, but he's also one of the best students we have, because he is taking full advantage of the learning. So that's always nice. Whatever they learn on the weekend, they can apply it in their work situation the next day. And that's another reason that income outcome is so great, because we've had so many students come back to us and say, you know what, I see it now. I went to work, we talked about it, and as a matter of fact, a couple of them got a hold of Eliza at the end of our last residency last October and asked specifically for some information on how they could bring this to their companies. Everybody, when they walk away, is able to do a budget, an income statement, a balance sheet, can understand supply and demand, can understand basic financial ratios, so that they can go then into that next class weekend when we up it a notch, if you will, and understand time value of money, and then understand a little bit more of the marketing and the economics of what a business deals with. By the end of the 18-month program, our students see the big picture. And that's one of the nice parts about using the income outcome game, is it starts them out seeing the big picture and how everything is integrated. On the accounting and the finance assignments, we've had better grades. We've also had, at the end, we run through the capstone, the business plan. The business plan grades have improved. The exit surveys have improved tremendously. People remember that.
How much it is? How much improvement there's been?
Well, I would say about a 40% increase. I mean, it's been that significant. I've heard this umpteen times this week, or these past couple days, is they walk out of there after 8 grueling hours, but they are upbeat and they're excited and they want to play more. And I've never found a simulation that has allowed the students to actually have that positive nature about it. So I can't, we'll use it as long as we can. Well, thank you very much for hearing me today.